Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Ankerstar Wealth Morning Show. I'm your host, Allison Ankerstar, and today we'll be talking about Monday's sell-off, JPM stock, and the 5 components of your credit score. But before we begin, as a reminder, this is a financial education presentation and should not be construed as personal financial advice. Full disclaimer information is available at ankerstarwealth.com. Good morning, Steve. After a strong week last week, the market was hit hard on Monday. What are your thoughts on why?
Well, good morning, Allison. And you're right. The market was hit pretty hard yesterday. We'll take a look here at the NASDAQ, if you will, down 2% yesterday. So when you kind of track it back, what happened last week? Well, we've had the huge sell-off. You know about that the first half of the year. And then we started on into July and we kind of had this bounce right here, right? Almost, 5% plus there, especially in the tech name. So a lot of good recoveries, a lot of big numbers, especially in tech, up at that 8, 9, 10% range last week. Is the bottom in? Well, we don't know for sure, right? But certainly it appears that there's a nice bounce here. Now, why are Mondays down? Well, Mondays are down the same reason Fridays are up. So if you will, and there's papers been done on this, but you have a whole week of optimism last week, right? There are more buyers than sellers, well, actually equal amounts, but stock prices going up because there's buyers are more interested in buying than sellers interested in selling is a better way to say that. But the market kind of rose on all levels last week, and then kind of forgot about how negative the world is, and you have 2 days off. So when you ever have 2 days off of the market, what do people do? They watch media, and they forgot, they remember how bad it is out there, right? Because media is definitely portraying our situation as extremely negative. So it's easy for investors to kind of forget that during the week and say, yep, things are going to be good again. Life is good. We've looked at all the numbers. And then you get to the weekend and it's just negative, negative, negative. And you come into Monday and the world is going to end, right? So you see that, and the same reason, that goes to a Friday. If you've had a good week on that Friday, sometimes you have what I call the Friday, right? Where the market kind of goes higher from there. But today, when you look at the futures, NASDAQ in the green, Dow and S&P in the red, really everybody's in a wait and see mode for earnings, which we talked about yesterday. So earnings start this morning and will be released throughout the week. So really looking forward to see what the earnings season holds for us.
Next, Citibank upgraded JP stock to buy this morning. What's your take on JPM stock?
So here's the upgrade. You can kind of read what Citi has to say, and JP Morgan has long been my favorite in the banking space. I like their retail side where they have the JP Morgan Chase. You get the mailers in the mail like every day, $300 or $500 for opening an account. So they're aggressive on the retail side. I have a couple credit cards with Chase. I don't have a bank account with them, but had no real issues with any of the customer service I've had. And in addition to the retail side, they also have the investment bank side, which is one of the best to breed. And then when you talk about, stocks, I talk about the horse and the jockey. Well, the horse is the company, which obviously I'm impressed with. And then the jockey is Jamie Dimon, the longest in chair CEO that's out there. He was in the chair during the global financial crisis of 2007 and 2009. So that's the kind of leadership that can be priceless during volatile times, right? There will be a day when he'll need to move on, but he does not appear to be anywhere close to moving on. I think he's doing a fantastic job. When you look at valuation, rising interest rate environment for the past, 6 months, and that's supposed to benefit banks, and the stock has been crushed. Really, it's down to $112 a share. Everything to love here, right? You get into dividend 3.5%, PE of 8, forward P of 9. I mean, this is just a stock. It's a stock to own. Now, when you own bank stocks, be under no illusion that they scream higher. They kind of take the stairs up, if you will, when they start going up. So I think JP Morgan's in a good position here. Overall, I think it's a buy as well, and you can add some to your portfolio.
Last, credit scores are a measure of someone's ability to manage debt. What are the 5 components that go into your credit score?
Well, I think you said that correctly, and Allison, and a lot of people don't get that right. It's not a score of how you handle your money or your personal financial strength. It's simply how you manage debt, right? So it's when you have a credit card, are you the responsible person that can pay it off on time. Or if you keep a balance, you keep it for some time and then pay it off. Or, do you have a billion credit cards and, balances on all of them, which can scare companies. But this is really a tool from the finance industry to put a score on you. So when you walk in, you still have to explain your life story, it seems, especially if you're getting a mortgage, something like that. But it does give them a general idea of your lifetime use of credit. If you never have to borrow money, then don't worry about your credit score. If you're buying houses with cash, then good for you. Argue whether that's a smart move or not later, but you don't have to worry about your credit score. But credit scores range from 300 to 850, so you can kind of see the range there. Really anything above 640 or so, and you're going to get a decent rate. But certainly if you get it up around 800, you're going to get, and that was the purpose of the article, is saying, well, if you're at 800, then you're getting the best deal that the market offers out there. So lot to learn there. But what are the five components? Payment history, make sure you pay on time. If you have a late payment, that's going to ding your credit score for some time. It takes a while for that to to age out. Amounts owed. This is the biggest one you can affect overnight. So if you have a bunch of money sitting on credit cards and you're getting ready to buy a house, you want to, a few months out from that, start cleaning up that money off the credit cards. Obviously, if you can't clean up money off your credit cards, you probably do have to ask yourself, can you really afford to buy a house at that time? Right. But you do want to clean up your credit score if you're going to buy a car, even if you want their 0.9% 6-year rate. You need to clean up your credit cards, right, and pay those lines down. Length of credit history, that's the ones I talk about with folks like Allison. It's okay, once you're 18, you can get your own credit card, make it a $500 limit so you don't get yourself in trouble. And so at least you have a credit line open in your own name, and it starts building your own credit. You do not get any benefit from being on parents' credit cards, and debit cards don't get you any benefit either, because it's just debit. It's not credit. Credit mix. Again, 1 card is better than 0. 3 is better than 1. 3 is also better than 9. They don't really release the magic of the credit cards in there, but they expect you to have a few in your life and you to actually use them. And the last one is new inquiries. If you start open up several, trying to get a mortgage and opening up credit cards all at the same time, that can be a red flag to the financial industry that maybe you're a little too aggressively seeking debt at this time. So anyhow, those are the 5 scores that go in. Again, the amounts owed on each card are by biggest the ones you can affect your credit score the fastest. There are people out there that specialize in this. You can look for credit specialists. If you're 6 months out from buying something and you want to pay somebody a few dollars, I don't know how much they charge, to be able to walk you through this and tell you exactly what to do, it may be worth your time in doing so.
Thank you, everyone, for your questions. Please submit your questions as a comment through social media or directly to our email at vipservices@ankerstarwealth.com. And don't forget to like and subscribe to get daily updates. That's all we have for today's show. I'm Allison Ankerstar, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.